Good morning, good evening, and every time in between. You're listening to Vintage Noir. If you're into the true, the weird, the freaky, and the creepy, welcome home. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe or follow, depending on whichever platform you're using. It really does help with the YouTube and Spotify algorithm. Alright, let's get into today's topic. Introducing the Mandela Effect. Have you ever felt like you just knew something? Just knew something that was completely factual in your brain? Not only did you know this supposed fact, but others can also corroborate this apparent fact. However, once you fact check this information, you find out that you and everyone else around you are completely incorrect. This is known as false memory or the Mandela Effect. Let's start with the definition of the Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is an observed phenomenon in which a large segment of the population misremembers a significant event or shares a memory of an event or, on a smaller scale, situations or topics in pop culture that did not actually occur. The phenomenon derives its name from a situation in 2010 in which a woman named Fiona Broome was at a conference and shared her false memory that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, and the people around her corroborated this. This is incorrect, as Nelson Mandela actually didn't die until December 5th, 2013, a whole 3 years after the Mandela Effect was coined. False memories of Mandela's death could be explained as the person conflating him with Steve Biko, another prominent South African anti-apartheid activist who died in prison in 1977. Did you think that Mandela died in the 1980s? Well, you've officially experienced the Mandela Effect. Let's check out some Mandela Effect examples. Mandela Effect examples that will make you question your life. Did you know that it is actually Looney Tunes, or Tunes, and not tunes as in Toons? Makes no sense, but that is the correct spelling. Yes, you would assume that it would be Looney Tunes as in cartoons, but it is actually spelled tunes like a catchy song. Keeping with the tradition of TV shows, did you think that the Berenstain Bears was actually spelled with the last 5 letters being Stein? Well, you would be mistaken, as it is actually Berenstain Bears, with the last 5 letters correctly being Stain. This next one kinda blew my mind. Febreze does not actually have 2 E's after the BR. It is actually spelled Febreze. Next, let's check out some pictures with things I swear you, me, and everyone else has seen. These will be described for my Spotify listeners. First off, the Monopoly Man definitely has a monocle over his eye. Right? Wrong. The Monopoly Man does not have a monocle. You might be conflating the Monopoly Man with the Planters Peanut Man, Mr. Peanut. Lastly, was my favorite and probably the most mind-blowing for me. Imagine Pikachu's tail. What do you see? Do you see a yellow tail shaped like a lightning bolt with a black tip? Well, you and I were both mistaken, as Pikachu does not and has never had a black tip tail. Boom. Research on false memory. Researchers have been fascinated by false memory and the power it can have over large groups of people. There have been tests where people have been given some of the most popular visual Mandela Effect images, the correct image, and a third image that was manipulated in some other way. They were then asked which of these three is correct and to what degree of certainty they were confident in the correct answer. Participants often pointed to the VME or visual Mandela Effect image as being the right image, even despite saying that they'd seen the image many times and were confident in their answer. The participants were still wrong much of the time. Even stranger than this is that even when the participants had been shown the correct image, they still chose the Mandela Effect image as the correct image after going through another series of tests. This may even call into question the practice of the justice system using eyewitness testimony in a court of law. False memory may be fortified by suggestion and can wreak havoc on a case. Even though scientists cannot accurately describe what causes false memory or the Mandela Effect, it is still a thoroughly documented and observed phenomenon. This is also why doing your fair share of research on a given topic or issue can be important, even though the prior Mandela Effect examples given in this video were relatively innocuous. This may also call into question the brain's propensity to simplify information or to jump to conclusions based on assumptions. My thoughts. For instance, Pikachu's black tip tail may be recalled by so many people because his ears have black tips, and our minds that want to simplify the visual may see his tail as being blackened since it is also a tip. You also probably don't know too many last names that end in Stain or Stain, but know a lot of names that end in Steen or Stein, Stein, with regards to the Berenstain Bears. Another thing with the Berenstain Bears that helps push the name Berenstein is that in their theme song, the singer only pronounces their name correctly or clearly twice, and that is at the end of the song. Throughout the majority of the song, she can be heard singing the Berenstain Bears, which is what most people know them by. It is also worth noting that the singer has a heavy southern accent, so she actually might have been saying Stain and it just sounded like Steen during the song, or her singing portion. I often wonder how pronunciation and an individual's spelling capability may play a role in some of the Mandela Effect examples. The Monopoly Man may be seen in your mind as having a monocle because he is associated with being a rich old man in the game. And who do we commonly think of when we see monocles? Exactly. It may be a case of, yeah, that makes sense, by association with the visual images. However, as much as we try to explain it away, the answer of what definitively causes the Mandela Effect in so many people remains a mystery. Thanks so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm, and follow me on Spotify. Also, check out my new Instagram page called Vintage Noir Official for the latest news about the channel. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of The True, The Weird, The Freaky, and The Creepy. Until next time.